Hello, good evening, good morning. And we are streaming. Yeah. Okay. Today is the 25th of June, and it's 10 to 10 in the morning on this Thursday. I've decided to do one last video. I think it's going to be my last video. Of Anno. We are here in Crown Falls and we're in the process of making numerous battle cruisers. And I have been playing this campaign for a long time. I've uploaded quite a few videos to my channel. But I've been playing off camera for quite some time, and I just wanted to bring things up to speed before I probably pull the plug on this game. I'll explain why a little later. So just to show you where I am, I'm in Cape Trelawney. Is that what it's called? Cape Trelawney, yep. And I'm going to show you the map. So you can see from the map here, it just gives you an idea of the amount of time I've put into this. I have got rid of Beryl and Willy Wonka, and you can see that's me, and I have taken over the Trelawney region here completely, except for Victor Hugo. He's not Victor Hugo, he's Dr. Hugo Mercier. But Hugo, he's got one left here. I did take this one off him. So that's Cape Trelawney. You can see that that's well and truly been taken over. The New World is mine. The New World is completely owned by me. I've kicked out everybody here. And go away. My man has all his ships here, Hugo. I'm on a peace agreement with him at the moment, but he is ready to start tormenting me if we go to war again. So that's the New World. That noise in the background, by the way, it's my wind chimes. There's a gale blowing through the house here. The temperature, I'm in France, the temperature here is like 38 degrees today, but it's early in the morning and we need to just kind of let as much cold air blow around as possible before we close everything. So anyway, every single island here, bar 2, I think, no, bar 1, has got, let me show you, it's got like, so this is Concord, that's one I took. This was my first island, Morricone, very active island, but then I took over this island. It's now active, it's producing an enormous amount of cigars. I took over this island, it's active, it's got quite a lot of stuff being produced here. This island again has got an enormous amount of cigar production, chocolate production. So you can see all the I just started on this one, got a huge population, and over here we're producing quite a lot of stuff. That was that one. Yeah, so I'm pretty much working on all of these, and even this one I thought I hadn't. This is the one I took over from Mercier. Look at that. I've got a huge population here as well. They're ready to do whatever they can do here. So there's an enormous amount of stuff being produced there. If I go to Cape Trelawney, I've got quite an advanced town here. That's about all of Cape Trelawney. I haven't done much here. But the Old World, well, the Old World, this is still my main capital. But then there's kind of, there's stuff thrown around like everywhere here, except on the small islands. In terms of diplomacy, there is only this guy left, and oh, he's at war with me again. Let's request a ceasefire. Just before he starts tormenting me. So he's all that's left. The other two are gone. These islands, they're doing well. I mean, money wise, I'm going from 43 to 73,000 an hour or whatever. I've got 72 million. All my ships were being attacked because we just briefly went to war. All the money is coming from here. There's a problem with spectacles, and I'm kind of burnt out with this game. That's the problem for me with Anno. I go and go, and then I get to the point where everything is so diffused. You know, there's a little bit of something here, a little bit of something here. I have no spectacles here, for instance, but I'm pretty sure I have a massive spectacle production plant somewhere on one of these islands, but I had no idea where it is. But somewhere here, there's probably a warehouse, and there's probably 500 tons of spectacles just sitting there. I lost a ship. I've got all this kind of transport coming and going, you know. Not a lot, actually. But that is the point. I just kind of get burnt out. I get fed up of it after playing it for a long time. There is quite a bit of Hugo left here. The problem with Hugo is that, like I showed you in Cape Trelawney, I have the means and the resources to produce, where is it, as you can see, to produce an enormous amount of these battle cruisers, but it takes so much time. I don't know what it is to do one ship. Does it say? I think it's like 12 minutes to do a ship. And then when you go to one of Mercer's islands, let's say like this one, first of all, you've got lots of mines here. But even if you get your ships out here, there's, maybe it's the way I'm doing it, but I tend to lose a lot of ships trying to take over an island, because there's certain things he has that just knocks out 2 or 3 ships instantly. And you can maybe take over one, and then what happened the last time, I took over one and then I lost nearly every ship trying to take over the second island. Now eventually you can do it, but it's so time consuming. You know, I would have to go for this island, maybe go for another one. Then I'd lose all my battle cruisers and I'd have to start producing them all again, 12 minutes each one. I need about 20. It's hours and hours to go through this kind of same process. It is fun. It is fun knocking out islands. It really is. Don't get me wrong. I love nothing better than having all my battleships here and just blasting the hell out of his harbour. But it's very time consuming, and I've done it for Beryl, I've done it for Willy Wonka, and it gets a little bit monotonous. And when you have, well, this is telling us about the attack. When you have, like, you're at a point where you've got, you own about 30 different islands, this guy is obviously never going to be happy, because you're always going to not have stuff. You know, there's no cathedral on an island, there's no sewing machines on another one, there's no beer on this, there's no what's it called, that drink that I always forget, schnapps. There's no schnapps on another island. But for me, I've run out of steam, basically. I've just run out of steam. It's been a long kind of haul. It's you have to kind of consider that I've had to send fleets of ships to every single island here and go through the process of taking them over. When I started, I had one island, that one. The same thing for here. I really got going into this. I thought if I can take over all these islands, it should affect the AI because they won't be able to produce any rum or coffee, but it doesn't really. It doesn't really change anything. But again, you consider it, I had to send my boats to every single island here. And Cape Trelawney is, well, it's the same thing. I mean, it's like, look, you have to send a fleet to every single island to do this. He's only got a few left. I could take him out. I'd like to hear what his final words would be, but I'm just, I don't have any inspiration in sorting out problems anymore. Like, there's a problem there. If I keep going, I'll get enough to produce these carriages, but why? I know I'm producing these. Why? Oh, because I don't have enough people, and that's because the populations have dropped because there's no electricity. In Florida, it's the same, and I just can't be bothered sorting out all these micro problems. You'd end up having to solve like 20 different problems on 20 different islands. This is just me, and I know if anyone at all is watching this that knows the game, you may be thinking, God, what a load of crap that you can do things in a way that maybe the way I've done things here is just really stupid, But anyway, this is the way I play. I always get to this point. There is one thing left that I may do. And that last thing is that I have an island. So, and again, I've done this a few times. When you get an island like this, and then you simply go to all your shipping, you transfer every single thing to this island. And the idea is that I can build the city of my dreams here, because money is no longer an object. I've got some influence. So what I could do is you forget about Hugo, you forget about all that stuff. You come to some peace agreement just for the duration of this game. Then you send everything here, and I mean everything. You're going to need cargo ships. I've got lots of cargo ships. I think I've probably got about 8 or 9 cargo ships around the whole game. So you start with fish. One cargo ship will get you everything for the farmers, and it'll get you an awful lot of stuff for the workers. So you just send. You build up a decent sized warehouse where you can hold at least 300 tons of stuff. You send whatever minerals you need, although to be honest, you shouldn't need any minerals because you're going to send the goods. So the idea is that you're not going to build anything here. You're going to, although to be honest, I don't know if I have 100 tons of these coats anywhere, but let's say I find islands that do, and I simply transfer everything. I go to the new world, I transfer everything to here. So I transfer all the coffee, all the rum, and perhaps if I want on this island, I could also finish off by doing the world's fair. I could just put that in the middle, build around that. If I like the look of certain factories, maybe I could get everything sent, and I may even, because some of these are in the industrial age. I love the aesthetic of them, so you could build a little bit of that. I've got oil here, and maybe just again for aesthetics, you want to get some electricity. Well, you're going to need electricity anyway to upgrade, so you've got everything. This is a perfect island for such a thing. You've got the electricity right there. And so that way you can spend a nice hour or two just upgrading, building the town of your dreams, and you never have to worry about running out of anything. And when that's done, you're finished. That's the only thing I could see myself doing, um, and I may well get into that, and perhaps I'll record that for future prosperity. Perhaps I'll record that. But I am also very strongly, I've got a strong temptation to start a new game. And that's the beauty of Anno 1800. That's why it is one of the best games in this genre. And that's what the makers of these games must pray for when they make a game like this. They must pray that the person will get to the end of a campaign that's taken them like weeks, and they'll immediately want to start again, because I'm thinking of the mistakes I made. I started using the blueprint mode and found that very interesting. And also, just psychologically, it would be lovely to be playing this game, excuse the wind chimes, to be playing this game and have one island and nothing else. Just that would be so relaxing, to have one island, one little population, and for a time that's all you have to worry about, and maybe start a game with absolutely no AI except Clarence and the people, the prison guy that you want to get stuff from, and just start like that, where you've got nothing but one boat, one harbour. Anyone has played the game, I think you probably know what I mean. When you've got to this kind of a position and you're all over the place, and you've got there's like 1,000 things you're trying to keep under control, that it becomes a nice thought to think, oh, imagine going back and just owning one farmer's house and having to produce just some fish for this guy, just having to produce the fish and the schnapps and the work clothes and a fire engine and nothing else, and that's all you have. Your mind would be so clear. And so that's probably what I'll do. That is more enticing to me than doing this island, even though doing this island with absolutely everything available to me. But right now, I'm more tempted to start a brand new game. And like I said, that's the beauty of Anno. It's that replayability. It's the same thing I had with the game SimCity, the one from 2013 that nobody likes. I just loved that game because as soon as I finished a block or a town or a region, I always wanted to restart. And this game is like that. I want to restart. Even though there's so much going on here. Look at that. I mean, I've got 7 battle cruisers being produced. I've got all this money. I won't dump this game or anything. I'll leave it. I leave it in my in the files. I won't. Whoops! Door slams. I won't delete it or anything. For a while, I don't know. I've never ever, as far as I can remember, I've never been tempted to go back into a game like this to do anything. Yeah, that never happens, you know. There's nothing beautiful about the way I've done this. It was really about, the objective was to take over the other islands and get rid of the AI. That was kind of the driving force behind this. It was to get to the point of producing battle cruisers. There was nothing about beautification or anything like that. There wasn't even anything about making things as efficient as they could be. You know, you can see I'm in the industrial age, but there's no tractors or anything here, even though I've got the Bright Harvest DLC. It became an obsession with producing these, taking over islands. These all get destroyed, so you go back, you produce more, you lose all your influence points, you go back, rinse and repeat. And it became a like right now it's a little boring. I can't bring myself to take out the rest of Hugo's stuff, and I can't even bring myself to develop anymore. I've got two of these oil tankers I actually produced 3 or 4 oil tankers by mistake. That's how much resources I have. But I can't be asked doing any more, and I'm continually going here because Mercer keeps... He's not here at the moment, but he keeps trying to buy shares in my place. Again, you could take over these islands by simply buying him out. But again, it's too time consuming. You have to wait 10 minutes for this to go, and then you have to jump in as quick as you can before he buys it back, and then buy another. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. It's an hour. You'd have to spend an hour to buy one island. I just can't be asked. So we got rid of everybody except him. I could get rid of him if I really wanted to. I've started so many ideas for building the perfect city, but I've just got... Like, this one was totally done in the blueprint mode, and then I upgraded everything, but I just lost interest. I mean, there's absolutely this is a lovely island. It's got the oil here as well. I mean, I could go to town on this. It could be like a phenomenal thing, but if it was my only island and I've just got let's say a few little islands supplying it, I would. But because I've just got everything, I can't be asked anymore. It's funny, the sensation of owning all the islands, for me anyway, seems to give me a great resistance to actually developing any of them properly. So the only thing that, like I just said, the only thing that might spur me into action is the notion of redirecting absolutely everything to a small island somewhere, increasing the warehouse as much as possible, and having tons and tons of everything you could possibly need, and then building a beautiful place. But I think I'd rather do that in a new game. Anyway, there you go. It's been a bit of a long haul, this one, in terms of what I've what I've uploaded. I meant to say it's been uplifting at times, and I've uploaded. I got the two things mixed up, because this has been going on since April, and I would imagine before April, March, maybe even before March. I'm not 100% sure, but it is now near the end of June, so it's been like a good half year of doing all this, and of streaming stuff. So with that, I will say goodbye to this region, and yeah, that's where we got to. If anybody watches this in the future and you play this game, leave a comment if you relate to anything I've said. If you relate to the kind of messy nature of this, when you just get obsessed about a certain thing, and then it just gets out of control, and in a sense you're so successful that you can't be asked anymore. I have production lines everywhere here. I have enough stuff to feed about 10 islands, but I can't be asked. And with that, I will zoom into the little guys here in Crown Falls, and I will sign off. It's been a nice little short video, 24 minutes, but that's enough to say goodbye. So goodbye for now.